Hello, good morning. Today is my 41st birthday, and I am not going to be doing what I have done in the past few years, which is like try and do something dramatic, filled with lots of alcohol. Since you guys have known me, I think you first met me when I turned 37. That's when I first started posting on the internet. So that birthday, I went out, had a dinner with friends, and then went out with my parents, and then it was a very busy birthday. The next year I turned 38 and had a brunch and went out on like a Sunday fun day. But I got so drunk that they took me home around 9 p.m. and I thought it was 3 o'clock in the morning. So when they said to me later on, oh, well, like we went out afterwards, I was like, how? To after hours? And they were like, Stephanie, it was only 9 o'clock when you went to bed. Excuse me. And then when I turned 39, of course, I went on a birthday trip, and we all know how that went. And then when I turned 40, I was like, okay, I want to do a lot, but I'm going to have to break it up. So I started off by going to like a spa, had a spa day. Then I went to Disney World the next month, and then skip a couple months and I took myself on a trip to Puerto Rico. I wasn't there nearly long enough, but that's what I did. This year, first of all, money is different. In the past years, money was different. So I was able to make different choices. Social circle is different. And also I'm different. I didn't really want to do anything that was about, I feel like the past birthdays have all been about escaping reality, or just taking time to really, exploit the looseness and the resources that I might have at the time, so instead of like doing something productive, I'd be doing something destructive on my birthday, if that makes sense, or just something that was like debaucherous or just plain old enjoyable, But this year I have been inspired just by, I think, a couple of things. The first thing is obviously like resources are different, social circle is different. So, I'm not gonna have a big birthday brunch with 20 people. Oh, no 20 people. Secondly, resources are different. So no traveling this year, probably all year long, I won't be traveling. And then I'm different. I actually am really into and excited about, instead of doing things to escape my reality, investing in my reality. So my birthday gift to myself this year was, a Bissell. This is like a very intense dog hair remover. I also got a Bissell Mean Green, a little one that you can detail the inside of your car with. I was tired of living in a mountain of dog hair all the time. And to me, this is like just as fun as, getting like a new outfit, which I do. I actually do need some clothes, but we'll get to that another time. Anyway, so this is kind of like the vibe, like things that help me invest in my current reality, instead of like forgetting everything for a day and just getting drunk and laying out and partying and doing whatever. Let's invest in, let's lock in. So the other thing I was inspired by was the recent TV show, the Meghan Markle show. Let's just say that I was very inspired by her attention to elevate the everyday. She's definitely a very specific type of person that I am not. I am not a domestic goddess. I don't care about a lot of the things that she was doing naturally. It does not come naturally to me to care about any of that stuff. But when I see it presented to me in such a way, I can be influenced. So part of my day, on top of doing little things to reinvest into my reality, like cleaning and putting things away. And I've got a TaskRabbit coming. Well, he's coming tomorrow to build some things for me because I'm not doing it. But the other part of my day is going to be in doing things like going to find flowers. I ain't doing nothing but go to Trader Joe's. Ooh, maybe I should go to a flower shop. No, I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's. Going to find flowers, baking my own birthday cake, and doing some other little things to like reinvest in and elevate my reality. This is gonna be a different birthday for me, and so I am dubbing this birthday Responsibility Day 2025. Okay, and let's get started. Oh wait, first, my mom got me this candle from a company called the Birth Date Candle Co. And it's so cool. It comes with your name on it. You guys can't see because of the settings on this camera, but yeah, it comes with your name on it and like some information about, your zodiac sign and specifically about like the week you were born in, and then a whole bunch of information on the back that explains your personality. And I want to say, read a couple things off of here. So let me just blow this out. Actually, this is weird. It says, the children of March 6th represent the human ability to learn from and wonder at the past. Wouldn't you say? It says a lot. Okay, but this is that jumped out at me, and then it said, March 6th people take an interest in various forms of myth, sometimes including popular culture, and like to both examine and express the lessons it teaches. Right? Yes. It also says, we may be shy or may view certain aspects of our personalities as unwanted or obsolete. Yes. It also says, let's not read that. Oh, well, let's read it. It says, March 6th people can also spread their anxiety to others and should be careful to maintain a balance for the good of the group. And then it says, March 6 people are most happy pursuing their unique interests, and they must always partner with people who understand the worth of those interests. So I think this is really cool. It has a lot of other information on the back. This was one of my mom's birthday gifts. Pretty neat. Okay, let's get Responsibility Day started. The first thing I'm gonna do is take the dogs out. I'm gonna go get myself a coffee, like a latte. It's not free because one year, this is something that would only happen to me. So I've been a part of a certain company's rewards program for years. But one year I got mad and I was like, I wish I was an Aries. So I changed my birthday, or like I signed up. I don't know what I did, but I only get free coffee from this company during Aries season on a random birthday that I picked. I was having a day. Anyway, so I don't get free coffee today, but I will get a coffee, and the dog's like going on a ride. So that's gonna happen. Then it's back here to change and go run a couple errands. And then it's time to bake my own birthday cake, which I have never done before in my life. I've never baked a cake before in my whole life, but I have been influenced by Miss Markle. Oh, I'm sorry. Sussex. I'm sorry. I wish they would get influenced. Anyway, time to go.
All right, I have never actually been to a real flower shop, but I have been to Trader Joe's and gotten some of these flowers. I like their pricing and I like the fact that they last for a long time. I decided I wanted to build myself a yellow flower bouquet. I ended up putting about half of these flowers back and just doing a sunflower bouquet. I also got myself a monstera plant and a little succulent. I've never really bought like a full plant before. I have had a succulent. There was like a bug or something on it, but I haven't had one in a while. Then I went looking in Trader Joe's for box cake mix. I had already decided I wasn't going to do all the stuff Megan had done in the show. I ended up going to just a regular H-E-B after not finding anything in Trader Joe's and looking in a couple of other specialty cutie stores like that. I ended up getting a lemon box mix, and this is everything I got. I did not film my entire shopping trip, but I'm about to do a haul for you guys.
We're gonna do a little bitty haul of all the stuff that I picked up. You know, I kind of wish I had never seen the show, because this has been a day of work instead of a day of rest and celebration. And it's not over yet. I haven't even started, to bake. But let's talk about it. So, like I said, I went to Trader Joe's first. So let's do that bag. You all saw me kind of going down the aisles. You saw me picking up plants, but you didn't see the other little knickknacks I bought. So if you watched the show, you know that Megan did a one-pot pasta. That's honestly my favorite thing to eat. I don't know what happened when I got into my 30s specifically. That was supposed to be, I was supposed to be mocking myself, and then my brain almost shut down. But anyway, I became a noodle fiend. Oh, the Daily Mail made fun of her for calling spaghetti noodles. I had to delete that app. If you guys know me and you've been here for a while, you know I used to watch and read Daily Mail all the time. I cannot. I did not realize you know what? I'm not going to get into it. Tomatoes, just because I needed them, and in case I want to make my own version of that one pot pasta. I probably won't. It just looked like a pasta pomodoro to me, which is like a pasta with tomato sauce. But it was cool the way she made it, so maybe we'll see. But these aren't the right kind of tomatoes for her recipe, but whatever. I got some lightly smoked mussels. If you ever want to do like a seafood pasta or something, these are really good. These are good. This is great. These are great if you shop at Trader Joe's, you know. And I needed some olive oil. I normally just get the olive oil from H-E-B, but I thought, hey, this is about the same price, and it's a little bit more actually, so why not try this one out? So we'll see. And it's California olive oil, once again, inspired. I was inspired, y'all. I'm inspired. And then I got this. So if you watch the show, once again, she did this. She made these different kinds of mimosas, and she had all this fresh juice. But actually, this is Italian blood orange soda. My aunt likes to take this and mix this with champagne. So that's what I'm going to do today. Got some orange slices that I'm going to put in there. So, be good. Okay, next, I had no cake pans. Like I said, I had never baked a cake before in my life, so I had no cake pans. I believe she garnishes the top of the cake with mint and raspberry. If that's not the plant she used, then I don't know. I have a really bad habit, and I was actually talking to my friend today, and she was like, please follow the instructions for the recipe. If you know me, you've seen me cook on camera before, you know that my favorite thing to do is to go rogue. So to try something that's not on the recipe, to decide, oh, I don't need to do that, and to do it my way, and it always goes badly. But I don't think garnishing with mint will go badly. You know, I don't think how it plans. I also got, this is from Central Market. I got some basil, you know, in case I want to make some pasta pomodoro, or just to have fresh basil. I have ground basil. This is the yellow cake mix I got when I didn't know that I would find lemon cake mix, which I did find. I got some piping bags because I wanted to use them. And then if you have seen the show, you know that she does, it's jam. It's raspberry jam that she kind of puts in the middle of the tier of the cakes so that you can have the cake. I also got a wire rack for cooling. Again, I talked about this earlier. I think both of my cake pans should fit on this. This is 10 by 18, 10 inch by 18 inch. So both of I think it's 18 inches long and 10 inches here. Yeah, length times width. So both my cake pans will fit on this. This is fine. I did not need to buy two. And then I got buttercream icing, Dolly Parton's buttercream icing. This was what was at Central Market. I'm sure if I had just gone to regular H-E-B, I would have had way more selection, but this was at Central Market. I'm not making my own icing. And then I got some raspberries. When I went into H-E-B, as you saw before, I found lemon supreme cake. This is what I'm gonna use for mine. And I decided that on the top of my cake, I'm gonna do a dusting of powdered sugar with raspberries and mint. We're gonna see how that looks. Instead of doing, I mean, I don't know, but I got some powdered sugar. And then the other things I got are like aluminum foil, sandwich bags, that kind of thing. Then Bath and Body Works, nothing too exciting there, but I did find this cute little candle holder, and I'm obsessed with lemons, just in general. I love this. I have a lemon bathing suit. I have lemon scarves for Samantha, my dog, and I have some other lemon inspired wear. In fact, funny story, last year in Target, they had this shirt right here on screen, and I was so excited about it, and I was like, oh, it'd be great if I had, you know, a lover and he could have that, and then I could have my lemon bathing suit. And I ended up, when I went to Puerto Rico, you know, I had my little lemon bathing suit, but of course I had no lover. But I was walking through the streets of Old San Juan, and I passed a man who was wearing the shirt, and I was like, well, I kind of got what I wanted, to go on vacation with a man wearing that shirt. I mean, we're not together, and, you know, anyway. Oh, speaking of things, I have to tell this story before I start baking. Actually, no, I don't. I can tell it later. Let me save that till later. Okay, let's start the baking. It is 3:30. I have about maybe like, I would say an hour and a half of good sun and natural lighting before things start to change. So I want to take advantage of that. Yeah, so let's get.
All right, I wanted to show you all my ingredients that I got and my way of making this cake. Again, this is a way that you can just adjust things to your level and your economic level, etc. I was not going to go out and buy all those ingredients that she used. So, yeah.
As you can see, I'm running low on everything. I mean, I don't have a lot of things. I don't have a mixer with 2 things. And that little hand blender, I feel like worked just fine. Still waiting on the oven to preheat. Oh, nope, it says it's already preheated. So now I'm gonna put the cakes in. You're not supposed to eat this. It says on the box, don't eat the raw cake batter. But I just wanna say, it's really good. It's very lemony, and hopefully I don't get E. coli or salmonella or whatever. But it's like really good. So I think the cake is gonna be pretty good. Okay, let's put it in. Okay, while the cakes bake, I'm gonna fill my piping bags. You know, with baking, this is an incredibly lazy way to do this. I'm not gonna have the honey glaze. If you've seen the show, you know. But guys, with baking, you have to have a completely different like arsenal than you would for other things you might wanna do. So if you're a pasta maker, you know, you have certain things for pasta. If you're a soul food cooker, you have that. Baking requires just a whole other thing. And when I was getting ready to do this, and I realized I didn't even have no flour. I was like, ooh, I think I had flour, but I don't use it regularly. You know, something about me is I'm just not a cook, and I've said that before, but you know, I make the basics, you know, and my beloved noodles. Maybe I shouldn't be filming this part. How you get it down to the bottom? I don't know about this piping bag, y'all. I don't know about this. Yeah, what when I do this off camera? This maybe shouldn't be your business. So you gotta learn what's people's business and what's not. And don't nobody need to see me fighting with this piping bag like this. Yeah, I think when you make the buttercream icing yourself, it might be a little bit more giving. So, but girl, this ain't cute. I don't know that y'all need to see this. It like won't go down to the bottom. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're doing something. We're getting somewhere. We're doing something. But, are we doing something? Okay, well, we gotta get it. Listen, we gotta get it on up, get it on down there. Bring it on down to Omerville. Remember that? You know what? Let me come back. Okay. While I wait for the cakes to finish baking, the clock says I have like 17 minutes. I'm gonna eat my dinner from last night that I did not eat. This is from a Caribbean Black-owned restaurant in Austin, Texas. And it is called, the restaurant's called Conjay. And the food is a wild boar pepper pot with pepper rice. Now, I normally don't get like pork dishes when I go out, but I do eat bacon like bacon tried to kill me in a past life or something. So I eat pork, I just normally don't order pork. But I liked the words pepper pot. So I said, let me try it, and it is very good. So I'm gonna eat this so that I don't overdose on raspberry jam and buttercream icing. That's all I've been doing over here is eating the icing and the jam. It's starting to be a problem. And I'm gonna wait on my cakes. All right, so they said that when you can put a toothpick in and it comes out dry, it's done. But I don't have toothpicks, but I do have a spaghetti noodle. So we're gonna try that. Good, that one. Yes, I put them in here for a little bit longer than it said on the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and take them out.
All right, I wanted to show you how my beautiful cakes turned out. I was so proud. And now it was time for the part of this process that really, really tried me. First of all, getting that buttercream icing into the piping bag was very difficult. I had to heat the buttercream icing up first and then put it in there. In this clip right here, I clearly am one of those people where you don't want to eat food from their house. No, usually my dogs aren't this nosy and this close, but they were this day. A big mistake that I made with this cake is not putting enough in the center. I really thought I was doing so much, but I found that when I cook, I tend to underdo everything. There's not nearly as much icing as needs to be in that cake. And you can so tell in a couple seconds when I cut into it. I had to heat up the icing again to try and spread it smoothly around the cake. And I noticed that when I heated it up, it did this really cool thing where it like drizzled along the side. And I was like, oh, is that how they do that? They heat it up and they drizzle? Y'all, I don't know anything about baking. So I was excited about this, putting my little garnishes on. I struggled a bit with the sizes of the leaves. I did basil leaves. I don't think that that's what Megan does. I don't remember. And then I decided to dust mine with a little powdered sugar just for effect. Overall, I was really proud of my little cake.
Okay, so here it is. Final form. I like that on the side, but baby, I'm not doing that to the whole thing. So remember, I've never baked a cake before. You may say, how does it taste? I don't know, I'm not ready to taste it yet, but this is it, voila. Happy birthday to me. I'm gonna redo my birthday. I'm gonna redo it because now you see why I plan terrible trips. Unless the goal of the trip is to rest, I tend to have this attitude when I have a birthday that you gotta go, try new things, Get out there, push. It's your birthday. Set this tone for the rest of the year. I prefer, actually, after spending most of this day finding ingredients for this cake, making this cake, and like being in hustle mode just to make a cake, I actually prefer my spa birthday from last year. That was actually kind of dope. So I think I'm gonna redo today on another day to be announced. But I am proud of myself. I have never baked a cake before. This is my first cake ever. So I'm super proud. And now it's time to chill for the rest of the day. It is 5 o'clock and I am off the clock. So yay me. I'll probably do a part 2 to this because yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Okay, at that point in time, I didn't know how much more I was going to vlog. I ended up vlogging a great deal more. But this is what I was talking about. When I cut into my beautiful cake, where is the stuff in the middle? There's nothing there. You got to put the stuff in there. All right, the next weekend or the weekend after my birthday, my dad came into town. So I have an aunt who lives here and her birthday is a couple days after mine. My dad came into town and we went out to this place called Kalahari. I wanted to go here for a little while. Of course, I want to try out, like, they have a lot of water activities and things, but it was too cold and I'm not doing that right now. Anyway, so we went and we walked around a little bit and we went down to the bar area, had a glass of wine. I don't remember what it was called, but it was a really good Chardonnay. And then after that, we went to the steakhouse that they have on campus. I've blurred the faces of people here. Just because they're people in my family and they didn't give permission to be all on the internet like this. But that was our cake. We got a matching cake for me and my aunt. I think they brought another one out. Yeah. And then we had drinks in the speakeasy. Something else that happened to me in the month of March was that my dog, Samantha, had a mental health crisis. So she hurt her leg playing outside and the floor is very slippery for her. So she was having trouble trusting me when it came to walking on the floor, just trusting the floor in general. So it looks there like I'm trying to chase her down, but I was trying to entice her to walk to me in the kitchen area because she wouldn't do it. She refused to come to me. She just wouldn't do it. So I had to wait. I was saying some of her favorite words on the other side, and finally she came over, and it still wasn't enough to get her to come all the way in. So yeah, we went through this a couple times in the month of March. She just got really scared. I ended up picking her up and taking her to her food bowl almost every day. Even when her legs started to feel better, she just didn't trust the floor. Luckily, when she went and stayed at the daycare place a little later in the month, she kind of got over it. So I wanted to show you guys that my dog is not afraid of me. I don't beat her. Okay, we're fine. She's fine. And she just was so scared of the floor. And, she was looking for a little bit of comfort here. I eventually ended up just letting her kind of chill out at the top of the stairs. And like I said, picking her up and bringing her to her bowl whenever it was time to eat.
Good morning. I am up super early because I'm supposed to get on a train this morning at like 8:30. But I can't sleep. Like, if I have to get up early to do something, I can't sleep. I can't get comfortable. I can't get fully into REM. Like, I can start having dreams, but I can't sleep. So I'm up and I just decided to do a little bit of editing. I'll check back in with you guys in about an hour when I start actually like getting ready to go.
Okay, we are at some kind of a train station in Cedar Park, Texas. Me and a friend of mine went on a train called the Hill Country Flyer, and they basically take you, it's an old train. This is the snack cart portion of the train, and they take you to Burnett, Texas. This is the outside of the Wedding Oak Winery. And this was the inside. It's a beautiful winery. There weren't a lot of people there this day, but me and my friend, we did a wine tasting. And, they have charcuterie boards. There's also restaurants in the area that you can order food into. After this, we went just kind of looking around. Like, this area right here was sort of empty. So in my mind, after 3 glasses of Chardonnay, I thought it was a good idea to do this, whatever this is. Yeah. Then we went to an antique store, and, I can't tell you guys how many videos I have of this vest. Again, this was after 3 glasses of Chardonnay. I was excited to see this bunny rabbit because it looked like a bunny I had when I was little. This picture reminded me of how I felt inside about turning 41. I liked this photo of children. I love antique stores. I really like old magazines. I was kind of insulted that there were no black people, but these are people's personal things that they donate. I thought this was cool. All the old medicine bottles. And then there was some questionable art. Questionable, okay. We're in a small town in Texas, so, questionable. I loved this vintage megaphone. How cool is that? And if you know me, you know I cannot escape the bulldog. I've worked at several schools with bulldogs. And I wanted to leave you all with this image. It reminds me of something my mom would have had when I was little. And now it's time for my final birthday activity, a day at the Miraval Wellness Spa. So I want to talk a little bit about Miraval. Miraval is out in the middle of nowhere. No, I'm kidding. But I can't even tell you like direction wise where it is in relationship to Austin. But it's basically this wellness resort where they have these rooms that are kind of like little apartments. I drove in. I was immediately lost. Didn't really know where I was going. So someone had to come and save me. And he put me on the back of his little golf cart. Here I am talking about how I don't think I'm dressed properly for my activities for the day. So I did a day pass. I did not stay there. Staying there is a couple $1,000s. I did not do that. I did a day pass, which is a lot cheaper.
So my first mistake is showing up here today with no closed-toed shoes and no pants and no hat. So no horses for me.
So what I was explaining there is that I missed out on my horse therapy, but that's okay. I missed out on it, but I got to go to my pride and joy, which was the Miraval Wellness Spa. This is what I wanted. This is only one of the beautiful rooms in the spa. This is called the Quiet Lounge. This is where you wait for your masseuse. You can sit here, drink hot tea, eat a little bit of trail mix, and just sort of read and meditate. It is truly beautiful. This is the pool area. I was also excited to get out here and play here. They have a lot of signs like this all over the property. One of them said, please turn off your phones. Please don't have on a phone. Please don't have on a phone. So you'll notice like I don't get a lot of really good footage of the property because I'm trying to hide the fact that I have my phone. And people had their phones, but no one was trying to do what I was doing, which was like investigative reporting, I guess you can say. Anyway, there doesn't look like there's a lot of people here, and they were really kind of sparse and spread out. But it was also early in the day when I was sort of stomping around doing my searching and just like searching the property and looking at things. They have a lot of activities scheduled all throughout the day. And if you make a reservation here, the first thing you do is you talk to an activities person who puts together your itinerary for the day. And some things are free, and some things you have to pay additional for. But I had a really beautiful day. I loved my time in this pool. The water was absolutely perfect, and the view. I didn't get a chance to get a good video of the view because I was afraid they would take my phone. It was like I was in middle school again, but this was supposed to be sexy, but I slipped and I ran out of breath. So okay. Whatever.
I feel like I'm not supposed to be recording because I'm not supposed to be recording. But I just want to say that it's been a really nice day, but this is expensive. Yeah, where it's a little expensive here. But I'm about to go for my massage. It just got so hot. Also, if you're gonna do something like this, you gotta stay, like, but it's expensive to stay. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my massage and then my day is gonna be over. But this is my first day at like a wellness retreat, or my first time. I've never been. Gotta go.
Whatever. Anyway, so after that little show, I went into the cafeteria area. All the food and things that you drink and eat while you're here, it's all inclusive except for alcohol. But you're doing so much like sweating out toxins. I sat in the sauna, I sat in the steam room, all of that. You kind of don't want, well, I didn't want any alcohol. And here are my last moments of the day. This is a wellness shot. I got it after my massage. It's beet juice. It was not bad.
So I'm hiding out here. I'm the only one out here. I think I'm actually supposed to go in like 30 minutes. So, bye. It was truly wonderful.